Hello, this is Dane Malone again with the Efficient Sales Systems, and I'm giving here another tip for our sales managers out there and our salespeople in the field working hard. This particular tip is on negotiation, and I want to just talk about that for a few minutes. If you're a salesperson, chances are that you've been privy to and party to a negotiation with your prospective client. And more often than not, a negotiation will be toward the end of the sales process and will focus primarily on, of course, the price of what's being offered to the client. The goal of the buyer in these cases is to get what they feel is the best price for what they're going to purchase. Ironically, the goal of the seller is exactly the same, to sell the product at the best price. The only difference in a price negotiation between the two perspectives, that of the buyer and that of the seller, is what the term best means to each party. Now, the term best, as defined by the dictionary, is defined as the most suitable, most useful, and most desirable in describing a person, place, or thing. So, from the perspective of the buyer in a price negotiation, the best price is one that is most suitable, desirable, or useful in relation to the product or service that they're buying. The word desire denotes a level of worth and value in the eyes of the buyer. In the eyes of the buyer, the price must closely relate to the worth or value of the product or service. See, words are important, and these words, worth and value, help us better understand consumer behavior, especially when human emotion is involved. And it is emotion that can be our friend or our enemy in a sales situation. The words used by the salesperson to describe what the prospect is buying, they're critical to ensuring a positive emotion during the negotiation process. Words solicit emotional responses, and the highly trained salesperson will use his or her words carefully and skillfully to help create a positive experience for the buyer. And this will make ultimately a price negotiation run much more smoothly. The negotiation phase of a sale, however, it doesn't necessarily begin after a proposal is made to the buyer. On the contrary, the negotiation phase extends throughout the sales process, from the initial contact all the way through the close. See, many sellers don't realize that, and they're manhandled by the prospect during any type of negotiation phase. The blood starts to boil, they get nervous, they end up dropping the price of the product far below what the true worth or intended value is. In many cases, by the time the price of the product or service is brought into the sales process, the buyer's price expectation is far lower than what the seller presents. Now the seller has to attempt that monumental task of raising the price expectation in the eyes of the buyer up to a level of the true worth of value of the product or service. A good salesperson is constantly building worth and value in their product or service and confirming that worth and value with the prospect throughout the sales process. As a seller, if your product or service is expensive, hear me out here, say so. But let the prospect know why it is expensive. In other words, make sure that you build the value. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this helps you to sell more. And if you want to learn more about our company and what we do, you can go to efficientsalessystems.com or you can reach us at salescoachingresource.com. Thanks so much for listening.